Hello my dear students, today I am going to discuss a new chapter and its name is cost. So in this video we will learn about the cost. So basically most of the students thinks that whatever the price which is present in the market for a particular goods, that is the cost. But this is absolutely wrong, or such kind of thinking is wrong. So cost is different and the price is different. So let us start the chapter cost. So what is the cost? Clear? So cost, it is the total expenditure of a producer which is incurred during the production process. Is it clear? Cost is the total expenditure. First, that is the total expenditure which is incurred or which is made during the production process by the producer, and that is known as cost. Is it clear? Now, the cost is divided into two parts. One is known as explicit and other is known as implicit cost. Clear? So explicit cost is the actual expenditure. And it is the imputed value on inputs for self-owned resources. Clear? So now how can I differentiate it, that is the explicit and implicit cost? So explicit cost are those cash payment. It is the cash payment, that's why I have written here actual expenditure. It is the cash payment of a producer which is made for hiring the factors of production to the outsider. So here two important things. First, hiring of factors of production, and this is made by the producer to the outsider. In a simple way we can say explicit costs are those costs which is made by the producer for hiring the factors of production. It is paid or made to the outsider. So explicit cost is related to outsider. Now implicit cost. So these are those costs which is imputed by the owner of the firm for the utilization of inputs, and that inputs comes from self-owned resources. So for example, interest on his own capital, rent for their own house. Okay, so these are the value of implicit. It does not includes, or it is not recorded in the accounts, not recorded in accounts, whereas it is always recorded in what? Accounts, because it is the actual expenditure. For example, here payment of raw materials, wages and salaries of the workers are the good example of explicit cost. Okay. Now next come to the opportunity. Opportunity cost. So what is opportunity cost? It is the next best alternative for gone. Opportunity cost refers, it is the next best. It is the next best alternative for gone. For gone means sacrifice. For example, myself is working in a school and my salary is 50,000 rupees. Is it clear? Now I got a chance to do the work in an international school where my salary is, suppose, that is 70,000. So I am ready to leave my present job and ready to join the other job which provides 70,000 as a salary. So here 50,000 is sacrificed by me only to gain 70,000. So 50,000 will be considered as opportunity cost. Is it clear? So opportunity cost refers that it is the next best alternative for gone, and for gone means sacrifice. Is it clear? So these are the basic cost. Now come to the short run cost. Short run cost. This is another topic. Clear? So short run cost has two components. One is known as fixed cost, and other is known as variable cost. Okay. So now first come to the fixed cost. So what is fixed cost? Clear? These are those costs of a producer which does not change as output either increase or decrease. So here cost will not change. As production is increasing or the production is decreasing. That is known as fixed cost. For example, the insurance charge of a company, that will come under the fixed cost. Okay. Next, that is the rent, that is a part of fixed cost. Clear? Even the salary of a permanent employees is also a part of fixed cost. So it is the most important cost even the output is 0. So first here that is the output, and here that is the fixed cost. So what you find, when the output is 0, fixed cost will never be 0, and suppose that is the 20. And if you produce 1 unit of the goods, again the fixed cost will be 20, 2, 20, 3, 20. So even as I told you, either the production increase or decrease, it will remain constant. Okay. So now come to a graph for fixed cost. There are two axes. One is the y-axis, other is x-axis. Clear? On the x-axis I have taken the output, and on the y-axis that is the fixed cost. Clear? So let that is the 5, 10, 15, 20. These variables are shown on the y-axis, and here the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. And this is the origin point, that is 0. So when the output is 0, our cost is 20. So I have just put a mark on 20. When our production is 20, again it is 20. When the output is third units, that is, or second unit, the cost is, that is 20. Third, again that is 20. So in this way we find that fixed cost is parallel to x-axis. Is it clear? Point number 1, fixed cost will always parallel to x-axis, either the production increase or decrease. Second point, that is the most important, fixed cost never be zero. That's why it does not starts from the origin, it always starts from the y-axis. Clear? And this is known as fixed cost. Now come to the variable cost. Here the term is variable, means changeable. So what it indicates? It indicates that if the production will increase, cost will also increase. If the production will decrease, the cost will also decrease. Clear? So that is variable, that is changeable. So how we can define it? We can define it, variable cost are those costs which varies, which change as the output changes. If the output is increasing, variable cost is also increasing. If the output is decreasing, the variable cost will also decrease. So if it is output is decreasing, means if the output will become zero, then the variable cost will also become zero. So again here, look, suppose that is the some variable cost here, TVC, total variable cost. Clear? Or you can also here write down the total fixed cost, TFC. So at zero level of output, the total variable cost will be zero. When suppose you produce 1 unit of any products or goods, suppose here the cost of production is ₹5. So when we produce, that is the second unit, now it has becomes 9. Is it clear? When we produce the third unit, it has become 12. Okay? When we produce fourth unit, now it has become 17. When we produce fifth unit, now it has become, suppose, that is 26 rupees. Clear? So what you find here? You find that at some extent, no doubt, the production is increasing, cost is also increasing, but it increases at a very slow rate. But reaching at a point, again it starts to rise at a faster rate. Is it clear? So the shape of the total variable cost will be something different. Now come here, just see, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. Clear? That is the origin. So what here you find? You find that when the output is 0, the total variable cost is also 0. So here that is the output, and here that is the TVC, total variable cost. Clear? So it will start from the origin. When the output is 0, the cost will also be 0. When it is 5, so suppose when we produce 1 unit and the cost of production is 5, so it may be 5. Now that is the 9 in the second unit, that is the 9, it may be here. So what you find? You find that it is in this way running. Is it clear? So that is the TVC. So first it is increases at a faster rate, at a slow rate, and it continuously declines. It is not the actual shape. The shape is known as the inverse S. So shape will come like that. Okay? That is the TVC. That is known as inverse shape. Inverse S shape. Okay, because it happens due to law of variable proportion, and we have already discussed in the previous chapters that due to law of increasing returns, the total production increases at a faster rate. That's why the total variable cost increases but at a very slow rate. But when the second stage starts, that is the law of diminishing returns to a factors, in that case production increases at a slow rate. That's why our cost of production increases at a faster rate, and due to this reason it makes the inverse S. Clear? So in this way we can say the total variable cost is the inverse set. Now another topic I will discuss in the next videos. Okay? Thank you, my dear students.